What's going on, and welcome on in to today's video. We've got a trade recap for you. New camera setup, but we are essentially dealing with a max loss day, give or take, and I'll explain why here in a second. Really was not a good day, and I'll start that with the note of the day tracked here inside of TradeZella. So what I wrote down was the market moved for the first 30 minutes, then it got extremely slow. I tried to fight it, but there's just nothing to do when the action is slow. I trade momentum, and so when there's slow action, choppy action, there's no momentum. It's not that we had like a ton of choppy. It wasn't super choppy. It was just like it was slow. Like SPY is trending down pretty much all morning, but it's slowly doing so. So note to self is that I need to do a better job of walking away during these days, focusing on other work that I have, and not sitting in front of a screen trying to force a trade. It doesn't need to be forced. And these are days to absolutely not trade out of the system. And to be honest with you, that's exactly why we're red. So if we were to go down into the trades, you'll see this N right here. These N's, these three N's, is essentially what stands for not to system. If I were to tell you, like, unpack a reason why, coming off of last month and seeing the data tracked in TradeZella, that like trades to my system would have been green for the month, trades not to my system red, why would you take something that's not system? And that's the question that I have to ask, right? Myself. And that's what I'm going to try to unpack here a little bit in this video. I think it really goes deeper, to be honest, than just the trades here and what I'm seeing. It's more likely something personal that I've brought to the market. Pissed off. I don't know. I'm not like, I can't put a finger on what caused it, but I'm definitely not in the most optimal mindset to trade. And in that optimal mindset, you can't be thinking negatively, because that's only going to put you in a disadvantage. Either way, nothing necessarily happened today that like I can put a finger on, but for whatever reason, just wasn't feeling it. So first trade of the day was an NVDA. That was technically a break even, really should have been a winner. I should have walked away from this one. Here's the trade. So come into the market here, see this massive move down. NVIDIA is one of the biggest losers on the day. When NVIDIA flags, I will play it up or down. Pretty much got that right here, and I entered in right down here on NVIDIA. It came back up. My stop loss is up over these wick highs, so it came back up to here and then eventually went down. Here's the thing. We got a decent move down. I was looking for a little bit more. I was looking for actually 466, which was like right down here. In this scenario, right, I was risking about $70 to make about $100 on this trade. Now, this is where I had about 80 to 90 bucks on the table right here. And then I even had about 50 to 60 bucks on the table right here that I didn't take. I moved my stop loss to break even, which then stopped me out. Okay. I look back at this and say to myself, should I have taken something off? Possibly. But at the end of the day, it didn't hit my first take profit. My first take profit is where I start taking profits. And from there, I like to scale out. It just didn't hit my first take profit. So there was just, I'm not going to take that trade off. This is my thoughts. I'm not going to take that trade off just to say like, because in doing that, it's me saying, well, I think we're going to bounce back. I think we're going to hit my stop loss. So I'm going to just take what I have now. That's going to sell me short in the long run when the market is more momentum filled, if you will, if that makes any sense. When there's more momentum in the market, we got better moves and stuff. So I'm just not, I couldn't do that. And that's why I realistically just let the thing stop me out, break even. In, I guess, another thought you could have said, well, there's really no reason to be out of the trade anyway, because if my stop loss was here, we never even came back up to that original stop, even though I would have been red or around break even here. Technically I was, and then it eventually has been rolling over, and maybe we're about to roll over again for a bigger move down to new lows, and it would have ultimately hit my take profits. Yeah, so looking back, the original idea was totally there. I just not fumbled it. The way I managed it was that. Now, there's also another side of me that says, okay, like, not really a big deal anyway, because today's not a day for your strategy. Like, just walk away. Take the break even and walk away, because if we didn't get a big flush, and really, I knew right away, because this move on the initial break followed by a bounce back for about 20-30 minutes before the next move down. So it was not a clean momentum-based move. And in perfect world, NVIDIA, right, consolidates for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, breaks down, and then goes from here. It does not bounce right back and then break down later. That's just not a high momentum state, is what it's telling me. So I'm not like mad about it, because the trade realistically, like, it worked, but like it didn't work to the momentum that I like to look for, if that makes sense. And then essentially from there was just kind of an unwind of me being an idiot. I then traded NVIDIA here again, so I see it come back up. Right here, I see it start to reject on this candle. I get in with a stop loss above this high. This wicks me out, then it comes back. That was not technically to my system, but I got back in thinking, well, actually, if it rolls over from here, I want to be back in it. It's not really a high momentum state again as well, so why am I doing that? Technically speaking, my stop loss should have probably been, much higher for me to actually play that trade better, but I didn't do that. I wasn't thinking properly. Then we go over to Meta. I play calls, and I lose on both of those as well. So here's the deal. At the time, Meta was strong. Meta was up here. The first trade actually never totally triggered. Here's my level. I'm going to be honest with you. I completely jumped the gun here. Like, I just got in on this candle as it was pushing up against these highs, anticipating a breakout. Never happened, then got screwed, right? Not screwed, then just lost. It is what it is. So that was stupid. Looking back, not to my system. Wait for the break, because when the break comes, that's where momentum is. If the break is not coming, or if we haven't seen a break yet, we don't have momentum yet. Could be close, but we don't have it yet. One thing I will say, though, that if I did go back to last month, based on my data tracked in TradeZella, I did see that I had a positive P&L on trades that I entered too early. So let's say that this broke, my history tells me that I've been good at anticipating that break. It didn't break this time. So there's that. Then I actually see this thing bouncing right here, and then said, okay, I'm going to play this for the bounce as long as it holds this level, which was a solid area. I mean, it was a prior low off the open, high right here, and it held this for about 20 minutes, and then eventually it broke down. So it's dumb. It's dumb, dude. I mean, it's dumb. One thing that I will say, though, too, is that last month, my max loss was $300. That's a max loss day. This month, it's $250. So technically, we didn't max loss it, but we got pretty close. I'm going to see how that goes. And if I need to adjust that and make that max loss $200, it's going to be $200. So that's kind of the plan that we're going to roll with for this month of September. So starting off the month with essentially a break-even day, and then a decently red day is not ideal. But if I were to go back and look at these past 2 days, and I'll tell you that realistically, there were two trades that we had, two like core trades. It was the Tesla breakout yesterday, which worked. We were a little bit early, misplayed it early, then made back the money on the break. Okay, break even. Today was NVIDIA, which again, it did work. It technically went decently down in my direction, just not totally there, not to my total take profits, again, because of a choppy day. So what we really should have had was, in a perfect world, if I had executed properly, two winners, Or worst case scenario, 2 break-even days, walk away. It is what it is. Today, we kind of unraveled. Was that because yesterday was break-even when I thought I should have been green, and I'm kind of fighting it, feeling like I should do better, and so trying to do more than I need to, and that's hurting me? Is it a little bit of that? Sure. Are we back into the perfect mindset for trading right now? I don't know. So it's a little bit of both, kind of the deal, I think. That's going on, and that's what kind of led to today's loss. I think it was inevitable based on how yesterday kind of went, just not optimally dialed in. That's totally fine. That's going to happen. That is what it is. We come back tomorrow and we try to make better. It is what it is. Either way, we're off to a little bit of a rocky start here. A win rate of 28%, kind of picking up where we left off last month. But last month, we turned it around towards the end of last month, so I'm not super worried about it. Slow action. I got to do a better job of not trading, walking away, but that's the deal. All stuff is tracked in TradeZella. That's his platform. I'll leave a link down below to it if you want to check it out in the description box, as well as all the other links and resources. So that was today's trade recap for Wednesday, September 6th. Hope this video helped you guys out. Peace.